Welcome back, fellow milk drinkers, to yet another Monday Milk Review. My name is Jacob, and today we're taking a little bit of a detour from my standard route. We're going to be looking at something which isn't really a milk product, however, it's my show, I make the rules. These are the Allen's and Oak collaboration milk bottles in different flavors. In one hand, we have the standard flavors, which is going to be vanilla malt, chocolate, and strawberry, as well as an iced coffee variant. These so far I think are going to be available virtually everywhere. They're still incredibly new and hard to find, and it seems that only select stores have them already in stock. I for one have not been able to find any of these in the stores in my locale. This one was actually given to me by a friend. However, I do know that they are going to be available in both Woolworths, I'm 90% certain Coles, as well as IGAs, but availability isn't guaranteed, so make sure you just head in store and check it out. So of course, following the tradition of the Monday Milk Review, we have to open these and consume them in the most ridiculous way that I could think of. Putting those to the side, I have two different little glasses. Let's open them up now. So this is the Flavoured bottle variant, which is going to contain a mixture of flavours. There's a nice little spread, and opening up the iced coffee now, let's pour them in. Oops. It may seem like a bit of an odd collaboration, but keeping in mind how many Allen's flavors Oak has been putting out lately, it makes sense that Allen's releases Oak flavors too. The first one I try is going to be the coffee flavor. As I said, it has to be ridiculous, so chopsticks is my choice of weapon. Something I didn't consider is how chewy these are. They are very creamy and very chewy, so keep that in mind if you like those types of sweets. As for the flavor, I think that's awesome. That tastes really nice. I really like that. I can definitely recommend iced coffee flavor milk bottles. But now onto the flavored ones, which I've heard mixed reports of. I'm going to try chocolate first, as that is one of my favorites, and I had a chocolate oak last night in preparation, so let's get into it. Let me first start by saying these are incredibly chewy, very sticky, which is actually quite nice. They've got a very creamy flavor to them. However, they are very hard to eat quickly, which is kind of what I need to do here. The flavor though is actually really nice. I actually really like that chocolate one. It definitely falls a little bit short of the actual flavored milk. However, as a representation of it, it's quite good. I would definitely recommend that one. I don't know if I could recommend it over standard milk bottles, but it's definitely worth trying. Let's get into the strawberry flavor next. The strawberry flavor, I think, is perhaps probably a bit more debatable. I don't know if I like it that much, but then again, I'm not such a big fan on strawberry milks in general. I don't like it as much as the chocolate, but it's definitely better than middle ground. You definitely get hints of the strawberry flavor. It actually reminds me a little bit of strawberry clouds. But let's move on to the next flavor, shall we? Which is vanilla malt. Vanilla malt is probably my least favorite of the three in the flavored packet. The malt, I think, just comes off way too strong, and I don't really get much hint of the vanilla as it is. I would definitely prefer the original milk bottles over vanilla malt. Now you gotta remember, my opinions are all subjective. It's up to you whether or not you're going to enjoy them, and I would definitely recommend at least trying them. My least favorite of all four flavors is definitely going to be vanilla malt. I don't think it's that nice, and I don't think I would go out of my way to eat it. It's kind of like the green or orange jelly babies. They're no one's favorite, really. I'm going to give vanilla malt only a 4 out of 10. It's not that great. I find its flavor just a little bit too overpowering in the wrong areas, and thus I wouldn't really recommend that one. However, within the same packet, you've then got two other options which I think are pretty good. The strawberry, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10. I think it's a little bit more subjective whether or not you're going to like that one, and I would recommend giving it a go. I think it's nice, but it's perhaps not my favorite of the flavored packet. Chocolate, however, I actually really like. It's quite nice. I think it's about a 7.5 out of 10, and it does the most justice to representing oak's original flavor. The strawberry is close, but it's only slightly vague and reminiscent. The chocolate, I definitely get those tones, which seem very familiar of an oak flavored milk. But a bit of a shock and surprise, my number one favorite was actually iced coffee. Not being a coffee person, I was actually quite surprised by how nice they are. If you have a chance to try at least one of either packet, I would recommend the iced coffee first, because I think that one's probably an 8 out of 10 to me. Maybe an 8.5 if I'm feeling generous. That about wraps up this week's episode. Before you go, I just want to quickly say, the Nippies unboxing is still underway and it's very close to completion. I'm hoping to upload that within the next few days if I can manage to finish it in time. I have tons of Nippies content lined up waiting to go, but I do want to split some other products in between just to sort of cushion the blow of having just so much focused on Nippies content. If you enjoyed this week's episode, make sure you check out my others. Be sure to like this video and maybe even consider subscribing if you would be so kind. And why not check out my Instagram? I post all kinds of stuff there. I'll sometimes be posting polls on the content that I'm creating, as well as expressions of interest for input on my videos. I also then post a ton of other stuff that I'm interested in. If you want to learn more about me, that's the place to go. But that's all for this week's video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next week in the Monday Milk Review. Bye bye!